Hey guys, Rix here, and today I'm coming back at you with another TMC related video. However, as I've said in many other videos, it is a little bit different from normal. We're going to be looking at the three figures that I think were the most disappointing in 2021 from TMC. I think that's generally what I'm going for. Now, I do believe that all these figures were released in 2021. We're now halfway through the year, so hopefully I have not incorrectly identified any of these figures as coming from 2021. If I have, that's rather unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure I'm solid on my timing for these figures, so why don't we jump right into it. So coming in at number 3 biggest disappointment, we have this clone shiny. Now it might not be a disappointment for some people because you're able to use other companies' helmets with it, you're able to, kind of accessorize it using other companies. But the reason to me that it is a failure is simply due to the fact that TMC has not created their helmet yet for these figures. And without a proper helmet that matches them very well, they're essentially useless to me because without a helmet, they can't really be used except in a small number of circumstances. So for example, we'll put on just a regular Lego head here, and we'll put on the Lego Phase 1 helmet. Now this obviously does not look right. I think that the detailing from the body to the helmet, it looks too different to kind of work together. And even, the helmet is a little bit old, so the aged white look is a little bit different from the white look that you have on the body. So it just doesn't work very well together. Now I know that a lot of people are going to say, hey, you could have Clone Army Customs, you could have AV figures, you have a lot of possibilities in terms of the replacements that you could have or substitutes for an eventual TMC helmet. But what I will say to that is that I like my figures to have a unified, essentially, scheme or design. I don't want to have generally a lot of different companies working together, especially in such an integral part of the uniform, which is the clone helmet. So because the helmet isn't released and doesn't feel like it's going to be released anytime in the near term future, as in any time in 2021, I would be very surprised if it was. Now they have shown off the molds of it and large numbers of it. I just think that it's a very large task for them to get them all printed in a short amount of time, which I feel like that's why it'll probably be coming in early 2022. So for that reason, that's why this clone shiny, despite looking good by itself, was a disappointment to me. Now this might come as a surprise to some, but this Mogadishu Delta Force body was actually disappointing to me because it was missing the American flag in the center. And you guys might be saying, MW, wait, TMC did go back and reprint the same figure with the American flag. And that is true, they did do this. However, these are two different figures and I had to spend double the amount of money to eventually get the figure that I truly wanted. And now I have, I think, about 6 or 8 of these guys who have no flag that I didn't really want. I really wanted this figure with the flag because I felt like it was the most accurate to the time period. So, it's a little frustrating to essentially double pay for the product. Now, I think it would have been great if had TMC teased this product more before they released it. They would have realized that a lot of people want this flag included on the figure and might have included that. So that could have been an option. But because that flag was not included on the original release and we had to go back and get a second version, that's kind of why this figure specifically was a disappointment. Now, this is again, just another feature of the figure, but as you can see, the camel arms are not 360 degrees. Only recently did TMC start doing 360-degree arms. I think it's a shame that some of these figures, as you can see right here, were not printed with kind of a 360-degree pattern. They simply didn't get that same treatment, despite being very similar in price to future 360-degree figures. So for that reason as well, it's also a slight disappointment. Now, coming in at the largest disappointment for 2021 in my eyes from TMC was the release of this World War II Russian body with the PPSH mag. Now, you guys might have seen this in a previous video, but TMC forgot to print a backpack on the back. Now, to me, that's really inexcusable. I mean, it's essentially a misprint. I have seen figures that have this backpack in other people's accounts and in other people's hauls, so I know that there was a backpack designed. There obviously just was a batch that simply didn't get it printed, which, it's unfortunate, and I feel like they should have gone back once they realized and either refunded some of it, I think I said this in a previous video, or at least somehow compensated those who received a figure who has backpack straps but no backpack. It looks a little silly when this figure has a bunch of straps on him that are meant to represent him hauling a big knapsack, but then he doesn't have it, right? In my eyes, it's a little bit odd. Now, I don't really know what I could represent those straps to be right now. If I put it in a mock, I don't know what you guys would call them, but if you have any good ideas, I'm all ears, because these straps are now not connected to anything, so they need they need something to be connected to. But so anyways, those were essentially for me the 3 biggest disappointments so far of 2021. Now, of course, this is just so far. Maybe there's a figure coming up that I'll think is really disappointing or that I don't like a lot, and this list will change. But as for now, these are the 3. Now, I know that this is just my opinion, and many people are definitely going to disagree with me in terms of the figures that they are most disappointed in that have come out in 2021. So I'd love to hear that if you guys have any opinions in the comments below. I know that people will definitely disagree with me, probably disagree with me a lot on the inclusion of this clone body. I'm sure that many of you will disagree. I am anticipating that many of you will disagree. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think, what kind of your most disappointing body would be. In this list, definitely the Revolutionary War body would have been number 1 if it was released recently, but it wasn't, so that's why it's not included here. So that's why these 3 are here. But anyways, as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe to all the normal stuff, and I'll catch you next time.